Hey, this is Bonnie with Bonnie Blue Tours. Just telling you, I think you should do a private tour with me. They're listed on my website at different rates for different lengths of time. You can choose how long you want it to be, where we start, where we end. I can meet you at your hotel. Take as many breaks as you want, set your own pace. And also, on a private tour, I have time to tell you all of the fun details that I just don't have time for on my regular daytime tours. Like, for example, I'm in Chippewa Square right now, and I'm right in front of one of my favorite monuments. It's the monument to James Oglethorpe. Just get a little shot over there. There he is. So it's a good-looking monument. One of my favorite stories that there just isn't really time to get into because you only got time for so many details. James Oglethorpe, big picture, he ended up being surprisingly decent for an 18th century British colonizer. It's a very low standard, but among British Empire colonizers, he was the least bad one. But it doesn't start off looking like it's going to be that way. So he's the founder of Georgia, founder of Savannah. And he was the youngest of 9 children. It was this really rich, prominent family. They weren't nobility, but they were extremely rich, you know, landlords or whatever. He went to college and then he dropped out. And then he was just bored, young man, so he went into the army. He loved being a soldier. Wasn't real good at it, but he loved being a soldier. And he fought the Turkic Wars in the European continent, and then he finished up at college. He had a very expensive education. It was Corpus Christi at Oxford. Got a degree in ancient civilizations, the kind of degree that rich kids can get because they don't really have to have a job. And so, you know, he did that, and then after a while, he got elected to Parliament. It was the exact same seat that his father and all of his older brothers had had. So, you know, it's just name recognition. But he's a young man. He gets to London, but before he takes a seat in Parliament, an event happened, which they didn't teach us about in elementary school. But it was like 6 in the morning, and James Oglethorpe got in a real bad fight with some guy outside of some sort of disreputable establishment. Now, if he was out there in 18th century London at 6 in the morning, that's not because he had gotten up early and gone for a jog. He hadn't been to bed yet. I haven't come across specifics about what kind of disreputable establishment this was, but probably the kind that requires the administration of antibiotics afterward. But yeah, he got in a real bad fight with some guy. Also, I think there was alcohol involved. And they dueled in the street. And they were not dueling with pistols. They were dueling with swords. And Oglethorpe, he murdered that guy. He ran him through with his sword. So he won the duel, but dueling wasn't legal, so it was actually just murder. And he was thrown in jail. He spent 5 months in jail awaiting trial for murder. And then nothing came of that. Those charges were dropped, and probably because although his daddy was long dead, his mommy was still very wealthy and influential. And then young James Oglethorpe, he just sailed into Parliament like nothing had happened, and that was the beginning of his political career. It was a street brawl in London, and so yeah, if you do a private tour with me, I have time for fun, detailed little stories like that I can't always cram in on my regular public tours. So yeah, look me up. It's Bonnie Blue Tours here in Savannah, Georgia.